There we go. We're live. Here we go. All right. We do not have anyone online yet, but I'm sure they're coming very soon. Or they're just breathing heavy. One of the two. I don't know which.
That's me.
Okay. Give me a little audio check there, babe.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Normal
Hello.
voice.
Oh, sorry. This is my normal voice. I'm excited
Hey, guy.
about this.
Hey, buddy. I'll ride your volume. You're probably going to speak louder than that once we get rolling, I think. Based on experience. Wow. It's going to be a lot of drama. High drama today. Hello, Brittany, Sherry, Nelson, Linda. Welcome. Keith
Hello,
Hughes.
friends.
Scott Wilson. Jude.
Hey,
C.
Jude.
Stenson. Jen Lundy. Tina. Hello, Tina Gonzalez. How are you? How is everybody doing? Robert Brewer. Yeehaw. Correct, sir. Yee and also a haw. Mike. Hello, everyone. We are going to have one stinking heck of a show for you guys today. All right. Hello, Dale. How are you?
Nelson, Julaine, Mike, Martin. Hello, everybody.
You know what?
Hey, Dale.
We're actually going to have a Siglerfest reference today. So
We
this is
are.
good. We have a lot of Siglerfest people
yeah,
here.
we do.
Yes.
Hey, from Connecticut. Hey, Andy.
David Lamb for the finale. Andy, what's up?
Hello, Melissa. Hello, my friend.
All right, baby. It is 6:02 Pacific time. Are you ready to go to the main
I am.
camera? 3, 2, 1, and hello, everyone, and
Hi, pals.
welcome to the finals of the GSMOAT. It's the final match tonight. We're going to see
Hey,
how
Matt
things
McRoberts.
go
Nice to see you.
down. Go down. I hope everybody's doing well. First of all, let's see. We're just going to say our Sig Locktail today.
Yeah, our Sig Locktail today is a Paloma. I put them in green glasses. I didn't think about that, but it's essentially a grapefruit tequila drink. You can get the recipe at scottsigler.com. My good friend Beth Copenhaver brought up not everybody can drink grapefruit juice.
Yes, that's true.
But if
That's
you
true.
need to switch it up a little bit, you can add a little, orange juice, or you can just make a margarita, whatever you want.
You can slap it up, flip it, or rub it down.
And reverse it. No?
Oh, no!
Oh, sorry.
You were talking about, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
We were talking about the Paloma. I don't know what we're talking about now.
I figured if you used the song line, you would know what song you're using it from. No. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what?
Two nerds doing comedy is always fun
Yeah.
because they don't always get the pop culture references. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and Scott is very big on remembering lots of quotes, and I am very big on not. So.
Well, let's see. We got Dale in the house, Samor, Beth, Matt, Rob Otto in the house. Rob Otto, I see if Rob Otto texts me real quick. Very important. Rob was supposed to text me. I don't know if he did.
Your life won't feel empty for long, Rob Otto.
Yes, it will be. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about Rob's text and the text I can share, not the one where you texted your junk. We'll talk about the other text in the chat room here in just a
hello,
moment.
Joshua Loya. Nice to see you out there.
Aloha, Joshua. We have quite a stinking show for your faces today. We talked about the Sig Locktail. I wanted to get that out of the way so I could. Here's to you. Cheers. Cheers to you.
And
there you
cheers
go.
to you, my love.
Oh.
Ow.
Ow. We've got a pup date for you. It's a good one. We've got This Day in Siglerism. We've got the GSMOAT final battle coming your way. And today is, here's a weird one for you. Today is the National Day on Writing. The National Council of Teachers of English used this day to promote the varied reasons people write and the vast differences in what people write.
Yeah, of course I had to choose this for the daily
Sure.
the daily day. I don't know how to say that, the daily holiday, because of course I have to pick this, but at the same time it's kind of a fascinating thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is about people who teach people how to write, keeping up with why people write so that they're teaching the right things. I find that very fascinating. And one of the things that I found out in researching this is this year there are a lot of teachers, and I'm sure there are teachers in the chat room tonight. If Shannon Bethany is in here, she's a teacher. If Courtney Schools, I think, is definitely a teacher. It changes, especially in COVID. People are writing quite different things for quite different reasons.
Yes.
And so I love that there's a day where people who are teaching you how to do the thing that they're good at or the thing that they're trained to teach you how to do, they're also double checking that they're teaching you so it's value adding for you. I find that wonderful.
Yes. I think that I will avoid going to their Facebook page and tell them why I write because I don't think I want to make so much money I can build an island in the shape of my bald head as my headquarters taking over the world and killing everyone is going to is what they're looking for. I don't think that's what they're looking for.
It might be, though. But they're not going to teach you is the thing. Otherwise, I think they would like to know.
James is having a cider. He
Nice.
owns a cider house, and he's thinking of making a Scary Perry cider for next year. He will have to send us some.
Yes, you
Full
would.
permission, sir. Go crazy if you require any permission from us, which most times people do not.
And listen, we've had a handful of emails about people who they don't have their own cider house, but they are doing some kind of a home beer making or something like that, and they want to know if it's okay. And lots and lots and lots of them, by which I mean probably 3, have said, I really, really want to do this. I really want to make like a stout, like a dark stout, but with pumpkin, so it's orange and black. You can absolutely do that.
That's
I will definitely drink it.
Very, very, very good.
He may taste it.
What I'll do is I'll pour it out and then put Bud Light in the bottle, and then I'll drink it all day long.
He'll pour it out into my glass. But just so you know, yes, you can absolutely do that. And that would be wonderful. And with a cider, it's probably not going to be a stout or orange.
So. We just did a story smack on the wonderful movie, The French Connection. And you can find that over at facebook.com/Scott Sigler. There's a shot of us. This is weird. It's a shot of us where you can't hear us, while there's another shot of us while you can hear us, talking about the shot of us where you can't hear us. You like that?
Yeah. But is that from the other day? I look exactly the same.
Yeah,
I
well,
have different colored lipstick on, and that's it.
we are
Maybe have to change up my pandemic fashion.
Maybe. We are way behind on getting Story Smacks posted to the feed. We will get that going to the podcast feed. Get that going as soon as possible. But for now, you can go over to Scott Sigler or to facebook.com/Scott Sigler, and you can see all that.
Michael Gray, so
good
nice
stuff.
to see you out there. Maria D'Souza, absolutely Inception. Nice to see you, my best friend. Kim Hansen, hello. Let's see who else. Daryl Harris, yes, very meta, absolutely.
And we are on episode number 37 of Nocturnal. Soon to be episode number 38. There are only 3 episodes left. It ends at 40. And little gas. Oh, I got the gas. Don't forget, we will have the Q&A episode. Nocturnal Throwback Q&A will be coming up in 4 weeks. So you have time to get your question emailed to info@emptyset. You can send that as a text. We'll read it and respond live. We're going to do this as a live stream. First time ever, we're going to do a live stream Q&A. You guys can all tune in. It should be very fun. Or you can send an MP3, and it has to be 20 seconds or less. Or you can send cell phone video. Please shoot it vertical, 20 seconds or less, no fancy video editing, and we will, if we can figure out the technology, we'll put your live video up over here or here, and then we will respond to it in real time. Again, send all that stuff to info@emptyset.com. We'll be seeing you in 4 weeks. Maybe
right here.
Yeah, that would work out pretty good. We have some celebrations, baby.
We do. We have so many celebrations. Joshua Loya, I know you're in the chat room, and next week you're having a hernia repair surgery that, you know what? I love that you're excited about it so you can get back to your life and doing the things that you love to do. That's exactly how it should be, right? And so all the good wishes, all the good vibes for a very, very fast recovery. We also have Robin Taylor, who is in the chat room.
She's back.
Who
Great.
got back. Yeah. And I just, I don't go out as much as I used to. So I just got a postcard from Bahrain, which is lovely that you sent to us, but she's home safe and sound, and I'm very excited about that. So that's my own celebration. Let's see. We voted. That's a big thing. We dropped off our ballots on Tuesday.
It's not on our side with the vote. Yes.
No, it's not. I don't know what to say there.
Look at that, you guys. All the drama that has been voting. We're down to 13 days, 6 hours, 50 minutes, 4 seconds, and then at least a week, if not 2 weeks, to count up them votes and get them out. But if you have not already voted, if you do not vote by mail, you're going to have to go vote in person, almost assuredly at this point. So get that figured out. Figure out a good time to go so you are safe. Mask up. Don't pay attention to that silly stuff. Mask up and get your business done. What you looking for, Sugar Plum?
I'm looking for the mask that I just talked about.
Oh, the mask you just talked about. Well, I've got this one.
Yeah, we got these super cute masks. I was into a Siglerbration, and I don't know what I did with mine. I must have dropped it. There it is.
Oh, I don't think I'm using this correctly, you guys.
We got these adorable masks from Smorg, who's also in the chat room. I'm going to do this just so you can see, and then I'm going to talk about mine because I'm not as suave as Scott.
Yeah.
Scott's is orange and black and gorgeous, and they're really lovely, and she made them, and they're really well made. And mine, can you switch to this?
I sure can.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mine,
Wait, boom.
if any
There
of
it is.
you are Doctor Who fans like Smorg and I are, this is the carpet at the hotel that does Gallifrey 1, which is the Doctor Who convention weekend, which of course didn't happen this year and hopefully will happen next year, at which point I will attend.
Krakens.
And that's our
Go
Kraken's orange and black
Go Krakens.
mask. So these are lovely. Thank you so much, Smorg. They're really, really nice. And then last but definitely not least, today is Lisa Tryon's birthday.
Happy
and I don't think
birthday,
she's here, but we love her so
Lisa
much. So happy birthday to you.
Tryon. Happy birthday.
You ready?
You Twitch. Yep.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa Tryon. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
You guys like that? That's the hottest producer shit on the burner right there. Look at me working
yeah.
working them buttons.
Just-
I'm spanking buttons all day long.
Just you wait when we're allowed to go back out in public. He's going to be a DJ as well.
Yeah, I think one of my cousins is a video producer.
Of
You don't
course.
know him. You don't know him.
I'm sure I don't.
His name is McGuire Sigler, but he's a very good producer.
Does he go by MGMG Sigler?
He tends to go by Double M.
Double
Yeah.
M
Yep.
DJ? Double
Yep.
M DJ Sigler?
Well,
DJ
he's,
Double M
he's
Sigler?
more of a TV producer. He's like Ryan Seacrest. He's a lot like Ryan
Boz, I'm not
Seacrest.
sure that we ever allow singing, literally ever, but we do a lot of singing. I'm not
Singing.
sure if it's ever allowed, though. It's not terribly great when we sing off the cuff.
Singing is always allowed. In my singing, sir, is spectacular. And your ears and your brain are better for hearing it. You know, there's a fact, this is research, that apparently music can alter your DNA. Now, I've not read up deeply on this subject because it seems like a bunch of bunk, but I'm going to go with it now because it suits my purposes. So I will say I am the greatest singer of all time. I will say many people have told me that my singing is so good it will alter your DNA for the better, will make you a mutant. Yes.
Are you kidding me, Chloe?
What?
Hello, my dear.
Oh.
So good to see you, my friend.
Bruce Press forgot to vote. He says, oh yeah, I voted for the president. Who gives a shit? I forgot to vote for the GSMOAT, which we're going to get to in a minute, and I'm so excited. There could not possibly be more drama. There could not be more drama.
Actually, there
in
is
the
more drama
GSMOAT.
because I have to whisper an aside in your ear.
Okay. Oh, wait, for real?
No, for real. So there's drama, you guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, that could be very dramatic. That could be very, very dramatic. Makes me wish I hadn't deleted that scene earlier. Let's get into it, you guys. Here we go. Now, it's time. We know the whole reason we have a huge viewer drop-off after this moment in the cast every time, because really all anybody tunes in for, as pretty as I am, as beautiful as A is, we know what you guys are really here to see, and that is the pup date. Hey, you ready for a pup date?
I am always ready for a pup date.
Oh, look at my peanut. That's my peanut on the right, and that's the little sweet pickle on the left.
Mm-hmm.
She's not really a sweet pickle. She's kind of a jerk.
kind of a jerk.
But she's our pup, and that is our pup date for the day. They're beautiful, beautiful girls. I don't know about you guys, but during the time of the COVID, having the scoochie pups about is been very, very good for the morale.
Yeah, and I think, we have heard stories again and again of the shelters around the country, around lots of countries being cleared out and stuff like that. And that's a good thing,
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of people, we don't do a lot of things, and having another being in your house that you don't control all their actions necessarily is good. I will say my good friend Maria had a not so fun extemporaneous time with her pup today because he spontaneously threw up on everything, so that sucks. But sometimes most of the time, dogs, cats, I know, Tasha, you have lizards and reptiles, like anything that you can kind of pay attention to and cuddle and stuff like that is great. So if you've got one, wonderful. If you have the room for one, consider one.
I tend to spontaneously, for no reason whatsoever, throw up. It's usually on a Friday or Saturday night, which is kind of weird, but it's just for
After lots of alcohol.
No reason at all. Just
to be fair, you never throw up.
Do you want to hear my my pre-throw up noise?
Yes.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Let me get back on the main camera. This is something that me and my buddies all tried to perfect. Who had the best throw up noise? Pretty good, huh? And you guys wonder why I'm the best sounding author. That's why, right there.
I'm just saying, I love you, and you know I love you, but I much prefer the Meg Ryan scene in From When Harry Met Sally.
That has not. Wait a minute.
I like her interpretation of that thing better than your interpretation of your thing.
Ma'am, I would like to point out those are two incredibly different things. Throwing up and having a screaming orgasm in the middle of a restaurant are not the same thing.
And yet, I would still prefer to hear that than your.
Well, I see.
So that might be that you win. Is that it's so bad I don't want to hear it again. Listen. Also, Ruth Carter is in the chat room. And they lost their gorgeous pup, Rosie, in August. And it was quite sad. And Rosie would have been 13 tomorrow. So that's a celebration that I love to celebrate.
A cutie patootie, Rosie was.
Yeah. And a good, spoiled dog, which is the way it always should be.
Dogs and cats should be spoiled. Of course, cats are kind of automatically spoiled. Dogs, all cats are spoiled, are they not? They act like they're spoiled.
To be fair, I think they're just lower maintenance.
Yeah, that is for sure. Hey, we've got some news for you on GFL 6, The Gangster, the print edition. We are recording the audiobook right now. I did 50 pages earlier today. Did 100 pages yesterday, 100 pages the day before. We have had a couple of technical issues, so we may have to go back and redo some of the work on day one. But we are cooking along. I am only just beginning to get the voices all scrambly in my head. So I go to do one part, I wind up doing another part, then have to come back and fix it again. But the audiobook's sounding good, the booth's sounding good. We're going to have that for you guys very, very soon. No specific date for your faces yet. But let's talk about the printer update for GFL 6.
Yeah, so you guys know I'm updating every time I have a new update. So we've signed a contract that I've already told you. I am currently negotiating with the print house to see when we can get on the books. And part of that has to do with we're right in the middle of recording. If we can get through our audiobook recording, it's a much better product because there's little tiny finesses that happen throughout the audiobook recording. Sometimes we see a missing end quote. Sometimes Scott realizes he could have said something a little bit more cleanly, things like that. So in that regard, it's worth waiting until we finish the book later this week. The audiobook, the raw audiobook recording. Don't get excited. The raw audiobook recording is I say easiest, it's not easy, but it's the easiest part of audiobook recording. And then Steve, the Iceberg Rickyberg, who's in the chat room, he goes to work for a while, making it beautiful and funny and interesting and all the filters so that you can tell a key from a quith, from a human, from a heavy G. So that said, if we can wait until next week before we settle on a print date, which I think we can, we'll end up with probably a mid-January print date, which means we'll get the books in late January, first week of February.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah, and I'm still working with them because there's a couple of windows. So just like everything else, how a print house works is they're like, cool, I have this book that we're printing 300,000 copies of, a textbook or something, that will go here. And then I have like a 10-day or, like a 10-hour window and I can print 100 books there or whatever. So we're slotting in. So I will know probably by next Tuesday, probably not on Thursday, but probably by next Tuesday, where we'll fall. And then we'll send out, my goodness gracious, so many emails, so many Facebook updates, all that stuff. But it looks like we'll probably print in January, which means you guys will get your print book in your hot little hands end of February-ish. But
it's very close.
The second we have the ebook done, which is going to be in 2020, you'll get that.
Yes. Shannon Chavaria has a sense of humor that's very similar to mine.
Yeah,
she said, you said raw more times than any Wu-Tang song. And it was all I could do while A was being professional and talking. While my wife's being a professional and talking about the real business purposes of the audiobook and the print book. And she's like, the raw audio. And all I could think was, raw dog! We're raw dogging that book all day. Raw dog in, raw dog out, raw dog. But I didn't do that because
I mean, you just did. So anybody who has
it's
kids
Shannon's
watching.
fault. It's Shannon's fault.
Yeah, we're not going to apologize to Shannon's kid because she did that on
I'm pretty sure.
She did that
I'm
herself.
pretty sure Shannon's kid's going to be very familiar with this.
With the Wu-Tang Clan, of course, yes.
Whoop. Yep. Okay, so now, where are we on the script? That is that. Oh, This Day in Siglerism. Mm-hmm. This Day in Siglerism. Let's go to it. Let's get it done. Surplus us, bada bang. First of all, what good is looking at This Day in Siglerism without the person who puts all the work into it? John Viscara.
Oh,
John
yes.
Viscara.
I love this so much, this little gift that Bruce made. Because actually, you text... Okay, I got to tell you guys. Scott will text John at like midnight.
Oh, yeah.
At like 4 a.m. if he wakes up and has a question, is like, oh, I forgot. Quentin would never do whatever. He'll still text John, who has a full-time job and a house and a wife and a whole thing. And John will be like, oh, let me get right back to you with a whole bunch of information. So I love that gift because it's absolutely John. I will be right here. How can I help?
I actually think John's real job is he's a hitman. He wears a leather coat, not a full length one, like, cut at the waist with one of them 80s buckles. Mm-hmm. He drives a 78 Firebird, and he drives around doing good deeds and then alternately shooting people who deserve to be shot.
It's interesting you say
That's
that because
job.
We're recording, as Scott said, we're recording The Gangster, and spoiler alert, tiny, it's not really a spoiler, Michael Kimberlin shows up in The Gangster because he showed up in every other book, Mm-hmm. And I am starting to see Kimberlin as John Viscara.
It's a John Viscara analog. Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
He pretty much is.
Very, very nice.
He knows a ton of things. He's very patient and graceful with his knowledge. He's powerful and strong. All the things.
I would say, yeah, Quentin's stupid questions and my stupid questions are very similar.
I wasn't going to say that part, but
Big John's patience. Oh, we forgot to actually do This Day in Siglerism. Let's take a look. Last year at this time, we were doing Fire is Orange. We did Dale and Mabel. If you guys haven't heard that story, you should go find it. It is in the podcast feed. In 2017, we were in the middle of doing Alone. And way back in the long ago time of 2013, we were in the middle of Bones Are White doing Hunter Hunterson and Home Part 2 into the podcast feed. So thank you, John, for constantly staying up on that. We appreciate that.
And not only
very
that,
much.
we need to be very clear. Thank you, John, for creating that of your own volition and keeping up with it. Because that is not a thing we asked him to do or would be able to do on our own. So we're very grateful that he is part of the secret agents and part of the Sigler family.
It doesn't mean you're going to get an island with a headquarters in the shape of your own head. Unless I acquire an atoll. If I get an atoll with a lot of little islands, we can do that. But the big island, it's got to be Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Jeez Louise,
We
guys.
have got the GSMOAT coming up in just a few moments. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about pups earlier, and I missed who it was, but somebody else recently lost a pup. Jared, I think. I forget.
Oh, that's
but
too bad.
whoever else lost
You're
their
not talking
buddy.
about Cujo, right?
What?
You're not talking about the dog named Cujo,
I don't know. I just saw it and then I
okay.
forgot, and I can't go back to the stream.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But
Oh,
we're
in the stream. Yeah, then
in the
it's
stream.
not. Yeah.
We are anytime a pup gets a pup or cat, I guess, or a gerbil, any pet goes over the rainbow bridge. By the way, A has told me that my idea for a horror book or horror movie called The Rainbow Bridge. Guess what comes back over the rainbow bridge? It's not your fluffy kitty. It's something else. She says that's a bad idea. What do you guys think? Horror story called The Rainbow Bridge where ghosts of pets come back and they are not nice. Like Cujo not nice level. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but, okay, so here's the thing. How is that different than Pet Sematary in the Rainbow Bridge way?
That's a good question. That's a very good question, eh? How is it different than Pet Sematary? Well, I'll have to think about that. It's very different, though. It's much more. My image is more demonesque.
I'm with you, but the Rainbow Bridge is supposed to be comforting for the humans left behind, and you're killing that.
Well, that's what I do.
Okay, Robin Taylor. It's a good thing I love you because she's all. I'd read it.
Bruce Press, great idea. Thank you, Bruce Press. Thank you very much.
I love you too, Bruce Press, but both of you.
But speaking of pups and other animals that just kind of need some kind of home. Yeah, babe.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But Chloe, we have Scott wrote a story. What's the baseball story called?
Oh gosh, it's Hunter Henderson and Son.
The house of the case of this haunted Safeway.
Yeah, Case of the Haunted Safeway.
I would
correct.
recommend. Actually, screw it. I'll text you later.
Okay.
I'll text you later and give that to you. But we've got you covered. So let's move on to our sponsor this week.
Julaine, they are not, what comes over the Rainbow Bridge are not sparkly unicorns, but you've seen similar things in the Hunter Henderson and Son stories. Let's talk about our sponsor. Every week we do a sponsor, which is actually a nonprofit charity that we see we can just throw a little light their way. We try and make it contextual with what things are going on in the world right now. And today's is this, look at this guy. Look
So
at this
you guys
guy.
all are familiar, especially if you're North American, you are well familiar with the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. The reason I've chose this charity for this week is very personal. My mama and I had always promised each other that we would go and volunteer for a week at Best Friends, and I had always thought that we would sort of do it after Siglerfest, kind of right around now, which is why I chose it for this week. My mom lives with a chronic illness and is unable to do that anymore, so this is why my way of honoring my mama, telling her I love her, and wishing that we could have done this. So we're going to do this instead. Best Friends Animal Sanctuary is in Utah. I have been past it. It is this glorious, gigantic, no-kill shelter. Pets who will never, ever be adoptable of any ilk. They can be lizards, they can be cats, they can be dogs, they can be horses, they can be pigs, they can be giraffes, they can be whatever. Will be accepted there, and they can live out their life being tended well.
Aww.
And they also have a handful of animals that they of course bring in, rehabilitate, and put back out for adoption. And they work with a network of no-kill animal shelters and rescues all around the country. This is a U.S.-based charity because, of course, they're
Oh my God!
they're
Look at this
living
guy.
beings.
Look at this guy with the bow.
Yeah,
tie. Come on,
I
dude.
know, and I wish I wish we were able to go muck stalls and change litter and all that stuff, me and my mama, because that would have been a great trip. But instead, I'm honoring that ideal that we had, and also their great work by choosing them as the charity this week. So,
Look at these peanuts. Look at all these little guys. Come on. So cute. Oh my God, look at those kitties. I do not want a kitty, but they're very cute to look at. Very cute to look at. Back to the main. All right, guys, here we go.
Oh, let me just say one more thing. As
Shoot.
you guys all know, we always donate to the charities that we show as our sponsor each week. If you guys don't have the bandwidth to donate, that's totally understandable, but you can also share that sometime this week. That would be wonderful.
If you are not on the text list, do it. It's easy. Throw a text to this number. You get two answering texts, which aren't me, and then you get text from me. Like when we go live with this, we post episodes. When we get news about JFL 6, all the good stuff will be right at this motherfucker right here. Is that? Do I have to go swear jar for motherfucker?
No.
Okay. Forking good news right there. I'll tell you that. All right, now that is okay. You know what time it is? Do you know what time it is?
I want to do this, but I'm not allowed.
You remember doing it on your chest.
I know, but I want
Say it with your chest.
I want to do it on the desk. I want to be like, or whatever you do.
It's time! The honorary echo effect dedicated to Nelson, the Nell Zone. The Nell Zone effect says it's time for the GSMOAT, a giant moat full of sports movies. Here we go, babe. We're ready to get into it.
Oh my goodness.
First, let's go to it. Oh my God. No drama, no nothing. There it is. It's down to
there's
this.
a little
It's down to
drama.
this. Let's go back to the bracket. Let's take a look at the bracket. I got off. That belt's coming home with me. That's right. Stone Cold Steve Austin sponsoring this episode with camo. That's it. We don't know what the product is. Stone Cold just says, I've got some camo. You should put it on there. And I said, okay, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He calls me all the time. He calls me Scott. I call him Stone Cold Steve Austin because that's the way you do it. And we drink Bud Light together. What do you think of that? Look at this bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cats. What a journey it has been. Now, they say the Baton Death March was a journey. this was a journey. Now, this was a real
crazy
journey.
pants.
Look at this, you guys. And now, well, let's go back. This is all the movies that we reviewed. You've all voted on these. Many wonderful, wonderful, wonderful films in here, but it has come down. It has come down to this. If we take a look, East Division champ is Field of Dreams. West Division champ, Rocky. North Division champ, Caddyshack. South Division champ, Karate Kid. Caddyshack and Rocky have moved on to the finals. And now here we are in the finals of this amazing, amazing tournament. But there's more going on here than just these movies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the leaderboard. If you look at the leaderboard, Game of Mao dominated.
Man, Robbie, what's going on? That's amazing.
Game of Mao dominated throughout the whole tournament, then dropped off and then snuck back like a World War I sapper digging a trench under no man's land to come out in the trenches and devastate the opposition with bayonet thrusts and also shovel things, whatever you do with a shovel to cut someone's head off. And then he slipped back. But here we go. Game of Mao. If Rocky wins, Game of Mao wins. No question. And then we have in second place, Lacy Underalls for the win. Caddyshack is the champ. I believe, without knowing for sure, that if Caddyshack wins, Lacy Underalls wins. One of those two will be first place. One might be second place. Yes, ma'am.
But if I understand this correctly, those are the two first place options.
Those are the two first place options.
Yeah.
But what we don't know second and third place.
No, of course, and we can't until we know who wins. Right. Yeah.
So We Shall See is pretty much screwed because Field of Dreams is their pick, so can't get any more points.
I have to jump in for a second and say,
Dara.
Joshua Loya, I don't understand how Bud Light hasn't sponsored SIGLERinPLACE.
They sponsored a tour stop.
That's what I'm saying. That
yes.
said, when we were on the Rookie Tailgate Tour and we went to Nashville, Tennessee, Bud Light absolutely sponsored us, and it was rocking. They made banners. They had tables set aside. They had buckets of Bud Light. It was gorgeous.
It was great.
One of the that happened because in Nashville we also had Matt Wallace's mother lives in Nashville, and she works for, or at the time she worked for either the marketing agency that ran the Bud Light campaign or for Budweiser, and she set it up. It was gorgeous. The one thing that was missing is her son was not there because it could have been super rocking and crazy fun, but it was still super duper fun. We knew nothing about it, and it was lovely.
Great time. All right, so I forgot. I got distracted by Bud
We're
Light.
just about to go into the winners.
Oh yes. So let's take a look at the leaderboard now. The sneaky guy. Hey buddy, Danny the Dolphin Lundy. Lurking about at number 4. If Caddyshack wins, Danny the Dolphin Lundy is in the money. Bad News Bears was robbed, pretty much out of it at this point, Field of Dreams. And then Chevy Wins It All can sneak in, and so can Drew's Best Guess, and Untitled, GSMOAT, Lagower. There's no anywhere through here. Any of these people can come in. So here we go. Let's get over to the matchups. Now, it is time for your comedy highlight of the day. Scott Sigler's improv. When I was at Second City.
You were never at Second.
When I was at Second City, I did a lot of improv. Yes? I did Chicago.
I don't think you did.
Well, let's just go ahead and say we did. Because in our culture, we know now.
When we were at Second City.
In our culture, we now know that you just say shit and it's true and real, and people will go, that's fast. That's great. When we were at Second City, it's where we met. I think it was 94. Yeah, we met in 94, working Second City in Chicago and or Toronto. I'm not entirely sure. We invented this word called improv. People don't know this. Many people have told A&I that we invented improv, and here we go. Our improv ring walk up. In the left corner, a boxing movie, standing at 5'8", weighing in at 210 pounds, wearing a Ruth Bader Ginsburg type dress. It is a back silhouette, white against black, and the all-block sans serif font. Yes, we're going to talk about the font in this ring walk up because why not? The smelly man who just had a fight and is bleeding all over the place, and gosh, if he had a bloody trail on this white background, wouldn't that be fantastic? I guess he'll have to wait for the movie The Rainbow Bridge to see the blood loss, to see the corpse synopsis. It is Sylvester Stallone in one of the greatest sports movies of all time, Rocky.
Shoop, shoop, shoop.
And Rocky's opponent. It is shot in Nebraska. It is the 19th hole. It is Chevy Chase. It is Ted Knight. It is Dan Aykroyd. It is Rodney Dangerfield and a giant smoke Cthulhu squirrel that is about to tear the roof off the country club and eat the souls of everyone inside. Some people just don't belong. It is CADDYSHACK.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yep, that's the last ring walk up right there. Thanks.
It was very
I got
nice.
into it. Rob says Adrian is actually wearing a pantsuit. Is that better?
I mean, she is wearing a pantsuit. What's crazy to me is...
But I mean, I'm just saying let's take a look at this real quick. We're going to take a look at a couple of things here. Match up.
So what's crazy for me, what's interesting for me here is this is, you can figure out in the moment or in the movie which moment this was. But they're not just wandering down a totally empty street alone right there. Like there's a reason he's in gloves, he's in silks, he's in, he's doing the thing.
Yes.
And she's dressed how she's dressed. But in this particular poster, it's a little hard to tell what that is.
Hard to tell. But, from the back, that looks like a Supreme Court robe, kind of, in my opinion. Now, what's more important, we just discovered this Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed Thursday, we've got to talk about the giant Cthulhu smoke gopher in the background.
Sure.
Yeah. People don't know this, but Caddyshack is actually a Cthulhu/devil worship movie. There's a lot of subtext in it. There's a lot of subtext talking about the fact that when you are bad, a smoke gopher will come for you and will look like a cloud, but it's not a cloud. You know what it is?
It's a smoke gopher. You
Smoke
just said
gopher
so.
coming back across the Rainbow Bridge. Oh, yeah. Ties it all together. Somebody's pet gopher now is very, very violent.
I'm just saying, you guys have a moment right here to actually choose Sigler fiction you want instead of Sigler fiction you want him to write. It's going to be real hard to get a smoke gopher story. I'm not lying to you because you don't really want it. You want to make him write a stupid thing what you really want.
He does not like it when I throw out story ideas to the general populace.
Listen, if you ever figure out how to write a one-nostriled character, you let me know.
Okay. So now we're going to do, because we only have the two movies, a little bit of time here. I have things you might not know.
You do?
I do.
I mean,
I've
we've
got-
been talking about these movies for months.
We've been talking about these movies ad nauseum. So has exhausted almost all the information. As far as I know, she may have actually talked about these things before. We're going to knock these out. Then we're going to decide who the champion is. Then we will see who won the $50 at, was it 50? Yeah, 50 at scottsigler.com/sword.
I think it's like 50 and 35
50,
and
35, 25. Yep.
Yeah.
3 things that you did not know about Caddyshack. This is from BuzzFeed. Bill Murray improvised the entire "It's a Cinderella Story" monologue off of one sentence of direction. Harold Ramis asked Murray to emulate a kid announcing his own fantasy sports moment. The long version of the scene lasted 30 minutes.
Oof.
I would love to watch that shit. I would watch 30. I'd probably get very inebriated, but I would watch 30 minutes of that.
I am glad that they left us something to enjoy later and they didn't put 30 minutes in.
What? Maria's high. Maria says, "Smoke gopher? I barely know her." I'm not even sure I get that, but I can picture Maria saying it, so it's very, very funny to me. Speaking of the smoke gopher, the gopher noises in the film are actually the dolphin noises that were used in Flipper. You may have said that before. You may have said that because I remember trying
I do
to make
that
a dolphin noise.
every chance I get because I don't even know if that's what dolphins sound
And
like.
as many times I've seen this movie, I did not know this. A may have mentioned this. You guys might know this. Caddyshack was written by Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle Murray. Brian Doyle Murray also played Lou Loomis in the film.
I knew the Lou Loomis part. I didn't know the other part.
I did not know. That's a funny fucking family right there.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
you know
triple
what?
F.
They're also really, really dedicated and hardworking too.
Oops.
I don't have any more.
God damn it. All right.
I know.
Well,
we weren't sure if we were going to record
actually
more
have to-
audiobook later, so there was only one drink.
I was allowed only one drink because I might have to go record an audiobook. And you know what you don't want to hear? God damn it, Becca. Let me tell you something. You can't keep me off the field. I was born to play the sports ball, and I'm going to do it, and you can kiss my ass. That's what you can do. And you know what a drunk Greedak would sound like?
Well, can I try? Because
Sure.
this is the thing I would love to not hear ever in the
Sure.
booth. It would be like this. Did you hear what did somebody say something? Did you hear what he said to me?
Did you hear what he said to me, that son of a bitch? I'm so sick of his crap. I'm sick of his human, and he smells. You know what? He smells. He smells
you know what it
like
is?
a human. You know what it is? He smells.
I'm not sure I ever knew that part of Greedoc's personality, and we never hear it in the book, so you guys are lucky. You got a little special sneak
Steve,
sneak peek.
Steve, get that and put a filter on it, will you? You know what it is? I'm sick of him because he can't throw a football. He stinks. He just stinks. All right. Let's go to quick 3 things. I'm stretching out the drama, you guys. I've been working on this tournament for weeks and months and years, so I'm stretching it out. 3 things you might not know about Rocky. It was a family affair for the Stallones. Sly's brother, Frank Stallone Jr., played a street corner singer in Rocky, while Frank Sr. was a timekeeper for the fight. Stallone's first wife, Sasha, received a kiss from Rocky during his training session in Rocky 3. I did not know that. I did not know that. Stallone permanently flattened his knuckle while beating his meat in the meat beating scene. He said, "The trainer taped my hands in such a fashion that I thought it would protect me against any broken bones while beating my meat," wrote Stallone in the official Rocky scrapbook. But after 8 hours, the cold penetrated the bandages, and beating my meat finally caused a cracked knuckle and drove it back into the middle of my hand. To this day, I still haven't seen it. But again, it was worth it. Hell, I still got 9 other knuckles, and I can keep beating my meat. End quote.
I'm
That is
pretty
an
sure
actual
that's not an
Sylvester
actual
Stallone
quote from
quote.
Sylvester Stallone. Oh my God,
From
we're
the-
gonna get sued.
From that pounding the beef scene. I'm going to go in a refrigerated place. I'm going to pound that beef.
Definitely getting sued, and I hope he doesn't show. I hope he does show up at our house. I'm not gonna lie.
Now that we're married, he has to be very concerned about potential lawsuits because now they involve her. Before, she could have walked away. Nah, it's too late. I brought you in, and that's it. Not it is. And then finally, this, I have to have heard this before. I have to have heard this, but I just didn't remember it. Rocky was inspired by a real-life fight, Muhammad Ali versus Chuck Wepner in 1975. Wepner, a battling, bruising type of club fighter who had never really made it to the big time, was now having his shot. But the fight was not regarded as a serious battle. It was called a public joke. People thought he would barely go 3 rounds. Most of the predictions said, that's what most predictions said. Well, history books will read that he went 15 rounds and established himself as one of the few men who had ever gone the distance with Muhammad Ali, and he can hold his head up high forever no matter what happens. I mean, not
This
anymore,
is
he's probably
actually
dead.
surprising to me that
You didn't know that?
I did know that.
I'd never heard that.
What's surprising to me is that also, like, if you look at what happened with Rocky, getting Rocky made, getting Sylvester Stallone saying, like, yeah, no, I know you love this, and I know you want to make James Caan Rocky, but I'm not selling it unless I'm Rocky. It's the same story twice. So it's surprising it's surprising.
This is why I love Rob Otto. Rob Otto texts me. Rob Otto has come up with a...
Oh Lord, should I read it?
No,
that
I
worse?
think I can make it through this. But Rob also has a Godzilla cartoon song parody that after 40 years, I still can't make it through without laughing. We'll try another time because I know I can't make it tonight, but it's very funny. Rob's talking about the Rainbow Bridge tagline. Ready? Mm-hmm. Ready? They say when your pet passes, it takes a piece of your heart with you. Now it's back for the rest. From the co-author of Sparkle Horse, The Rainbow Bridge.
Dude, I love you, but don't make me love to hate you. We're not writing that goddamn book.
Print it, book it, is going on the cover. Is going on the cover for sure. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys been waiting a long time for this because you sure as F ain't been waiting to hear me do comedy. But you know what? You're going to hear a little bit more anyways because 15 minutes left in this episode. Here we go. Oh, and Mario says Osiris Rex has landed on the asteroid Bennu. Very nice.
That's so cool.
Very, very nice.
Thanks for that update.
Here we go. After 5-minute rounds in this championship bout, we have a split decision. Judge number 1 from Topeka scores it 59-57 for Caddyshack. Judge number 2 from the Maldives scores it 59-57 for Rocky. And the third judge, hailing from the island of Tonga, scores it 58-58, and I lied! It is a split decision, tied at 59 each. 59 each, and now in the championship match, we have a goddamn tie! So now we have to figure out what the fuck we're going to do about this. Oops, sorry, swear jar's going crazy. So I've got a suggestion.
Okay, I have one too. You
Yes,
go first.
It's a genuine tie. I think that we flip a coin, and not just any coin. We flip a Siglerfest challenge coin.
Ah, that's pretty good.
And the winner of the GSMOAT is literally decided. Yeah, I know that's not quite how the 10-point must system works.
I love you so much.
Do it on the fly. Do it on the fly.
I regret my protest.
The Belgians! The Belgians are at it again!
Chloe, woman, you win absolutely all the experience points. She made a protest during the voting, and Scott was like, voting or not voting equals complicity. And she gave a justified, rational reason. And then now she says, I regret it.
It's your fault, Chloe. It's Chloe's fault, and it's also Bruce's fault. Because, Bruce, you forgot to vote today. You guys, either one of you would have been the deciding vote. So, you can throw your idea out there.
I mean, my idea was going to be that, but now there's several of them who missed voting, that kind of thing. So my vote was going to be ask one of the people who said, oh, I forgot to vote today, but they had voted all along, or whatever.
Nick, you missed it. Once again, you guys, you never know when you're going to miss some really important stuff.
Hey, let's talk about this as
Sign
a learning, teaching moment.
If
you think your vote won't matter, say in 2 fucking weeks. I'll say it twice and pay the tip jar. In 2 fucking weeks, if you think your vote won't matter, think Caddyshack, Rocky, and fucking vote.
Rob Otto, I don't want to hear any more about your flipping. That is your business, and we don't judge one way or another. So this is what we're going to do. Here we go. Here's the coin. Siglerfest. This will be, the head side will be Rocky. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The bowling ball side, the Sig abides. Well timed, since the dude himself just announced he has a wee bit of cancer. We'll talk about that soon.
Oh, my heart.
The Sig abides. Las Vegas, Nevada, 2017. Here we go. Wait, what did I say? Wait, is that Caddyshack? I already forgot. The Belgians. Baby, which is it?
It is, heads is Rocky, tails is Caddyshack.
Yes. And you can see when I say heads, it is heads. If you see my bald head and my beady eyes, there you go. That is Rocky. That is Caddyshack. Are you ready, baby?
I am. I wish we could do every election like this. Wait, hang on. Don't move it. I'm going to look too.
Here we go. And the winner is Rocky.
Rocky by the skin of his teeth. By the egg whites in his teeth.
All you, John Miscar's Caddyshack be the ball. All you bastards who didn't vote for Caddyshack, this is on you. Rocky wins. Now we've got to go update the whole tournament. Here we go.
And while he's doing that, I will tell you guys, I know I just did this already, but I will mention again because I am nothing if not heavy-handed. Absolutely. If you are in the United States of America and you are considering not voting because you think your vote doesn't count, think of Rocky. Think of Caddyshack. Think of the gopher. Vote for the gopher, bitches. Vote for the gopher. Do the thing.
I don't know if anybody else in the world thinks Rob Otto is funny, but I think this is why Rob Otto and I are friends.
Look at Robbie Mao is all, thank you, sweet baby Jesus, as if you ever sweated any of this.
All right, let's see how we finished up, you guys. Here it is. This is the final results of the GSMOAT. Here we go. Game of Mile wins it, gets the $50 at scottsigler.com/store. Second place is Drew's Best Guess, comes out of nowhere and also ran a middle of the packer. And here we go. A former tomato can rushes up to grab number 2 and number 3 for $25. Untitled. What's that say?
Untitled Lisa Cat.
Lisa Cat with Rocky.
Oh,
there you go.
There's the potential that might be Lisa trying.
It might
she
be.
does
It
have
might be.
cats.
I got you. Lisa gets number 3. Very nice. Who would have gotten in there if Caddyshack had won? GSMOAT Legauer just misses out. Dan predicting Rocky for the win. Very prophetic, but didn't quite make it. Jason Reed sneaking way up there and taking number 6. Very nice. Very nice. COVID Jeff, number 7. As you can see, everybody who picked Rocky jumping up.
Let me see where I ended up. I'm sure I'm
you
never
know-
leaving the
baby-
bottom except for the people who
Baby,
didn't finish their.
you didn't finish last, baby. That's all there is to it. You didn't finish last.
I mean, oh look, I'm not anywhere near last.
Oh,
what
wait.
happened?
Wait a minute, baby. Let's check this out. Let's see
I
where
was
you are.
not trying to dog any.
ABS winner! ABS winner right there. You finished 55th. High five.
The whole reason I was doing that was not to make anybody else feel bad about dropping down to the end, but that I was sure I was going to be on the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating in the GSMOAT. It is a giant moat full of sports movies, and now we are done. We are done with this tournament.
And William Andrew Bennett and Robbie Mao, I know you're both in the chat room. If our third place winner is in the chat room, all three of you, please send me a quick email at info@emptyset. Say it's me. I'm whoever your leaderboard name is, and give me your address just so that in case you just pick things, it's easy to send. You don't have to order. That would be great.
Tony Whitaker says he thinks the next bracket should be Sigler versus character death matches. That could be very, very interesting.
fun.
That's good marketing too.
It is, yeah.
Good marketing. All right, so now we have 9 minutes left. We will, at this point, take one last look at the bracket. There it is. You see Rocky narrowly defeat. This is what it sounds like I'm doing an audiobook. Rocky narrowly defeats Caddyshack. Scott Wilson says he started watching The French Connection, was a bit stunned to hear Gene Hackman drop an N-bomb. Yes, so were we.
Yep.
But
we talked
remember,
about that.
1971, different time. Roboto says, now the moat of the GSMOAT is empty. Such sweet sorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do one more thing before we go. Roboto is going to be our empty set in-house movie authority.
I'm so excited.
Which
I didn't
makes
know
him-
that until just now because you were talking, we had asked him if he would be willing to be our help us with movie stuff and knowledge and whatnot.
You know what that makes him, don't you?
No.
Authority. He's our authority. He's going to be a movie authority.
Authority.
Rob, we're going to do the next Story Smack is going to be Rob is going to be on camera with us, giving us some details on the movie. So the next Story Smack will be October 31st.
Halloween,
bitches. Halloween. And right now, ad hoc, I'm going to go just by the comments. This is it. The movie Halloween, the original, or The Shining, the original. Go. Put them in the comments. Yes, John Vizcarra, Game of Mao is King Jizz. Congratulations, Game of Mao.
Okay, so here's the thing.
You are King Jizz. Well done. Well done.
So what Scott just asked you to do is choose between The Shining and Halloween to talk about on our Halloween Story Smack. We, on the Story Smack that we did on Saturday, we thought it was going to be Caddyshack because I didn't realize that it was a Halloween Story Smack. That was my bad. So we're going to do the next Story Smack after Halloween will be Caddyshack. If you saw Story Smack on Saturday and you're confused by that.
Dude. Hold on. We'll go back real quick.
So you count
Keep
while
talking,
I
baby.
talk.
Keep
Yeah.
talking. I'll count.
I will also say this. We definitely will watch Caddyshack. We're definitely going to Story Smack Rocky before the end of the year. We're still going to do that. But in the meantime, if you guys have a movie that you would like to see, and I will say this, I spent a lot of years unable to watch horror movies. They just were not my jam. And The Shining and Halloween are both movies that might on first look seem like you can't watch them. There's a lot of sort of visceral bloodiness in both of those movies. I believe that Halloween is, in case there's anybody out there who hasn't seen them both, I believe that Halloween is a little bit
Damn,
more
it's close.
sort of interior. It's a little bit more scary to you as a human in your own head. And The Shining is a little like a broad scope, big picture. They're both great. If you haven't seen one of them, you should vote for that. But if you've seen both of them, kind of decide if you want interior or exterior, I think. Also, I will tell you that, can I tell them about that Jack Nicholson? That's not enough info.
Yes.
So I will tell you this also. Jack Nicholson is the star of The Shining. And today we recorded a brand new character in the Siglerverse who in some regards sounds a little like Jack
Trying
Nicholson.
to sound a little like Jack Nicholson.
Like Jack. Yeah. So if you want to do that, you can vote for that. And then I'm sure Scott will probably talk in that voice regardless while we're doing the story smack.
All right, here it is. We are, The Shining has basically doubled up the bill most definitely on Halloween. The thing, Sean, Jesus Christ.
Sean gets a pass because he's super
Sean
participatory.
Dyer. It's between The Shining and Halloween.
He's trying
now,
to say.
I love The Thing. I fucking love The Thing. We
I
should
love
do
things
that.
too.
But yes. So there we are. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to finish up this episode. We're going to be watching The Shining for the Halloween Story Smack. It's going to be 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, it being based on a Stephen King novel. We're going to have tons of trivia, tons of great information.
Probably candy.
Yes, we're going to have candy. We're going to experiment with having our first actual guest on screen during this. As I told Rob earlier when I asked him if he would do this, is like, we're going to go ahead and work the bugs out on you so that when we have like an actual author on or something like that, we'll seem smooth because we'll have worked it all out on you. So Rob gets to be the sacrificial lamb, the test gerbil. Is that what it is? It's a test gerbil, right?
I mean, I guess
You
it
wrap
is
them up
now.
in electrical tape and they're a test gerbil. Is that how that works?
It's never how that works.
No?
No,
Okay.
but it can be for us. I mean, we can do whatever we want. We're not governed by any regulatory body, unfortunately.
Also, Dawn points out, reminding me that I have been to what the Overlook Hotel is based upon, so I will be able to talk about that a little bit. Do we have to dress up?
I don't know.
We're still working on that. Did you get any emails for things we could dress up on as within household utensils?
Not one.
Not one? All right. Well, screw you guys. You had a chance to suggest what we would dress up as. That is 6:57. We are oh my God, Daniel Baker. That's savage. Daniel Baker next. We're going to have to resize the screen to have Rob on.
Maria, we will not harm any gerbils. And I will mention that they've known each other their whole lives. So, yeah.
Oh my God. You guys kill me. You guys
Yeah,
kill me.
Noisy,
I
I'm with
work
you,
all
right?
day
Can you
long.
imagine us trying to do an IRB application for...
What's IRB?
It's an institutional review board that helps you determine whether or not your use of subject animals or humans is ethical. So
Well-
any version of something called a test gerbil, where you
Well-
also include electrical tape,
You
is
see, dear board
almost
members.
assuredly not going to pass the
Now,
IRB review.
I'm just a small-town gerbil lawyer, review board members, but I would like to point out that gerbils are well known to love being covered in electrical tape. They prefer blue, some like red. Nobody really likes the gray. They would be very much enjoying this process. So therefore, you should grant the grant for my research practice. I think that would seal the case.
Yeah, well, sure, except they're not a money granting organization.
Oh, they're not?
an ethics organization. So once you have the money, you go to an institutional review board and you say a thing like this. So my big plan is to wrap a gerbil in electrical tape. And the review board sort of does this, like, oh, okay, well, let me get my big.
This is why we're not writing YA anymore, you guys. This is why, right here, because this is way too much fun. All right, it is 6:59 on the Pacific Coast. Yes, darling?
Rob Otto just said if you could fit Baker's 5 head in for the wedding, I think I'm good, which is awesome. But I will also say, you guys in the chat room might have noticed that Rob Otto and Jude Stenson are now good pals in the chat room because Jude is my brother and Rob is Scott's best friend, one of Scott's best friends, and they friended each
bonded.
other recently.
They
And
friended.
here's the thing, Jude spent an enormous amount of my childhood telling me I had an 8 head.
Yeah, well, I was proud of myself because I was told I have a 5 head all the way through college and since. And then, of course, my wife trumps it like, oh, I've got an 8 head. I'm like, God damn it, I can't even be bald good. Jesus Christ. Sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our show. We are now going to, you can all just kiss off into the sky.
Oh, wait, we got to tell them. We got a couple, 2, 3 more things for
Okay,
the rest
let's
of the
do
time.
it. Let's do it.
So, if you guys have any suggestions, because now we're done with the GSMOAT, we'll probably do another bracket in the future, but it's not going to be right now because it's not going to be right now. It's a ton of work.
Just not yet.
Yeah. So if you have any ideas for things you'd like us to talk about, please email info@emptyset.com. That would be wonderful. We want content ideas. We want questions for Sigler in Place. We want questions about the gangster, about Empty Set, anything, and any nonprofit sponsor ideas for sure. Again, that is info@emptyset.com.
We will be back on that day's not right, is it? Yes.
No, it is. Yeah, Thursday, October 22nd.
Oh, really? That's for real?
That's for real.
Oh, you guys. Thursday, October 22nd, which is National Make a Dog's Day. We're going to have both the
Snacks.
pups and tons of snacks. I'm so
Can they wear
excited.
outfits?
I'd rather my dog doesn't wear an outfit.
She
you can
really
dress
likes outfits,
You can dress.
though.
No, she doesn't.
She sure does.
She hates that shit.
She gets treats when she wears them, so she loves them.
I have to talk her out of killing you in your sleep every time you put her in something. Every time. Say, Reese, please don't kill her. She's the one who feeds you. So
also, I will say very quickly, we are probably on Thursday going to go, all of you guys who have sent in cool photos of your drinks, of your animals, of things that are hot dog day, all that stuff. That's what we're going to do on Thursday. We're going to have all you guys catch up kind of a session.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have pictures of your hot dogs, of your ice cream, of your drinks, of any of that, and you haven't yet sent them in, send them in because we're going to look at them on Thursday.
we'll have a nice retrospective. And yes, Beth, go ahead and send in pictures of your pups.
But until then, we absolutely need you guys to stay safe.
We want you to stay smart.
And we always, always encourage you to stay science.
And for the love of science, when you do wrap yourself in electrical tape, please put it in front of the IRB because we've learned that's the ethical way to do things. And now you all can take your electrical tape and kiss off into the sky. Mwah!